All right, we are live here August 1st, 2022, Smallmouth Crush live. We're going to be recapping the Smallmouth Crush Open. Travis is behind the black screen up there. He's traveling. We got Eric.
What's
We
up?
got all the regulars in the chat. It's going to be a good one tonight, guys. Eric, how you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just licking the wounds from the shellacking we took up at the Smallmouth Crush Open, man.
Yeah, I heard it was tough on a lot of people up there, but some good weight was brought in. It sounds like everyone that participated had a pretty good time.
Heck yeah, man. It was great meeting everybody at the O'Brien's open house. That was kind of cool. Travis, you're on mute for some reason. All right, we lost him again. Anyway, yeah, had a little get together at O'Brien's. That was fantastic. And man, I mean, they ran a great tournament. I think we talked about it on the VIP a little bit last week, but yeah, man, fantastic people up there. It was great, man. JP, the operator, Gino, the Waymaster from the ABA, man. I mean, the trailer was there, had a nice banner. And I think the big story was, man, was that the guys that won it, he lost his transducer in the ABA. So he essentially, dude, he fished blind. Like he had a chart, like they gave him the contours. So they just fished old school, man. Isn't that crazy? And came in just under 26 pounds and had big fish of the tournament too, with a 647, I believe, and walked away with $7,000 and, you know, two plaques each. I mean, each of them got the big fish plaque and a first place plaque. Those plaques were dynamite, man. JP had the comment of the tournament, man. He's a fantastic MC, by the way. He just absolutely crushed it. He said that Travis had been hand whittling these plaques for like since December, and the smallmouths were like hand carved. So it was hysterical, man. Travis, you've been on mute, man. So
I'm here, bud.
We didn't hear anything you were saying. So
JP's got a black screen on his end. JP's got a black screen on his end.
Well, we don't even see him.
Yeah, I can't see him at all.
I think he's on the old. Tell him he's on the old link. He needs to check his email for the updated one. That's exactly what's going on.
I told him Alex sent him the newest one.
Okay, yeah, he just got to refresh the old email. And
you think he's really stressing me out here? Nada, bro. He just texted me. Nada, bro. Alex,
I'll send it to him again. We'll get
finish the thought, Alex. Screen. Do you mind? Do you mind what? Finish that thought, cowboy.
Stop texting me, JP, you prick. Fuck.
All right.
Are we live right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
All right. Anything to add to the Smallmouth Crush Open, man?
I just jumped on 2 minutes ago. Apparently, we go live at 8 o'clock, and you're already wrapping up the Smallmouth Crush Open?
No, we just started to talk about it, man. I gave him kind of a little recap, man. Now, what's your perspective, man? You want to start with your ABA, your practice, our Friday?
I don't want to start the ABA. Let's just go straight to the tournament. So Eric and I go out. We caught some fish. We explored. We were on a good bag, just fun fishing, messing around. We talked about this, guys. If you were VIP members last week, I do apologize if this is a repeat, just a little update for everybody. But Eric and I made the plan to go. I wanted to go to the lake. It blew a little bit. We struggled most of the day. We caught a pretty big fish right away, just under 6 pounds. On our second stop, life was good. I'm like, we got all day. Then I started getting creative. He says he's in now. He texts me saying he's in. Do you guys see him in on your end?
I see him right there. JP,
the
master MC in the house. How's it going, JP?
What's up, guys? I'm having a little technical difficulty there. I forwarded the email to my other phone, so I don't know if I'm going to sound a little blotched or not, but we got her on.
Never trust a man with 2 phones. Never trust a man with 2 phones.
And never trust a man that puts up 2 streams.
That's right.
So for those of you watching the other YouTube stream, you might want to pop over to this one. We doubled our fun tonight. It'd be cool to run 2 different streams. We'll have to try that one night. Like what you and me and Alex on one, you and JP on the other, competing streams. See who draws the most audience.
We'll see who gets the most support.
You know who would have the best auction, that's for sure.
Never trust him to throw back 21 pounds and not weigh it in.
Oh, now it's 21 pounds? Yeah, let's just cut right to the chase, man. So it takes balls to
JP,
say, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
I want to settle a debate. So you're like in the Dickie whatever memorial. You're like, nah, I don't want to weigh those fish in. And I'm going, yeah, that's after you cashed a check for 4th place. The real ball buster test, the real test of the medal is to say, all right, you want to dump the fish? And you say, yeah, I want to dump the fish. And JP goes, well, I want to weigh him in, and I get to keep whatever we cash. Would you still have dumped those fish? It's easy to say you'd have dumped them once you know you got $250 in your pocket paying for gas. And
I didn't know the story. So the day before, guys, in the ABA, I had a tough day. I went shallow in big ass waves and just made the wrong decision. I go to a spot, and my co-angler took second in the tournament, and I thought he had like 8 pounds for 3, and he was all excited. And I'm thinking in my head, like, bro, this ain't nothing to be excited about, man. This is a tough day for us. JP, you had a discussion with the co. What did he say about me and what I was doing? Because I thought that was interesting.
Hold on. You sucked. I think we should talk about JP coming in 5th, and then we'll get back to your shitty day.
We will. We will. Let's talk about my.
Okay.
We want to definitely talk about that.
I just thought we'd feature a guy that got a check in a nice finish first.
We will.
But all right.
We've got 12 pounds, 8 ounces, which is like a 4 pound, 2 ounce average for 3 fish. My buddy Gino had this guy up at Champlain, so now he's like talking to us at every weigh-in we go to that he's there. And he goes, yeah, man, I'm going to take 3rd place or whatever. He took 2nd or 3rd place. I'm like, oh, that's great. I go, who'd you fish with? He goes, Travis. I go, oh, that's weird. He didn't weigh any fish in today. He said his day sucked. He's like, dude, the guy was throwing back fish just as bigger than the ones that I had all day long, screaming at me, they're only 3 pounds. They're only 3 pounds. Meanwhile, the guy's throwing back 4-pounders all day. 19 pounds got paid. So he threw money back in the lake.
So the lesson is, you either don't know the size of your smallmouth, you're always underestimating or overestimating. Now, looking back, would you have weighed in? Or was it too embarrassing to come up with 20 pounds? What's at work here? Like, tell us what's at work.
I had 3 good ones in the live well, and I had 2 little, I thought 3-pounders, if that. And so 2.5.
You mean you don't know the difference between a 2.5 pound smallmouth and a 4 pound smallmouth? That seems sketchy.
So I'm out in the middle of the St. Lawrence River. We got 45 minutes to get back, and I'm out in the middle of the river. We're packing up to go, and I decide to open my live well and start missile rocking them down into the depths because I was like, these fish deserve to just stay right here.
Did you go pro that? Did you go pro it?
No, my cameras were shutting off. I was pissed off.
All right.
My co-angler's like, what are you doing? And I said, bro, I ain't got nothing in here, buddy.
Three good ones and 2.5s that were really 4+.
No, if I would have caught the one I lost, I probably would have weighed him.
Okay, so you lost one good one.
Real quick, because I do want to talk about JP's finish. Yesterday, JP catches a fish. I say it's 3.25. I'm yelling at him, don't get excited over this one. And so finally, and he's so insistent that it's a 4-pounder that I'm like, okay, I'm going to grab my scale right now and we're going to put it on the scale.
4-1.
So are you surprised that you're that off after looking at that many smallmouth?
Yeah, it's hard to judge, man, I guess.
I mean, I would say somebody that doesn't fish up there, I could see how they do it because they're so short and fat that they don't look like that much. But you're talking about a guy that puts 100 days in up there a year. And it's like,
oh, shit.
It's perplexing.
He's like, it's a big one. It's a big. I net it. He's like, it's not that big. I'm like, that's a 4.25 pounder, dude. No, it isn't. I'm like, dude, you're not throwing that back. It's going in the live well.
We had that argument all day Friday. He was on the high side Friday. He's like, this is the biggest smallmouth of my life. You better film me. And it's like a 4.25. And I'm like, biggest smallmouth of your life? What are you talking about? I've seen us both land smallmouths that are way bigger. Well, I thought it was. And I'm like, okay, dude, just relax. It was like this reverse I don't even know what universe he's in anymore. I can't tell you because it's just crazy to me. Underestimating, overestimating at every turn. It just is weird. So you threw back fish that would have cashed you a check, apparently? I mean, gas
I don't
money.
think so. I don't know, but
So you think you threw back less than what? You think you threw back 19
I was
pounds?
upset. I was upset. Let's talk about JP's
All right.
good finish.
All right,
JP, you took 5th.
I'll break it down for you guys pretty quick. So the day before the tournament, I went offshore to a spot that I found 2 summers ago, I think it was, or maybe it was last year. I put the trolling motor down. It's deep. It's 25 feet. And man, it's glowing. There's like 40 to 60 blobs on this thing, right? So I'm like, wow,
crap.
probably all small. Let me catch 2 of them. I pitch down. I catch a 4.5. I pitch down. I catch a 5. I'm like, okay, this is a big school, big fish. This is going to be a great day tomorrow, you know?
Meanwhile, Travis describes the scene of you doing that. You caught like 15 of them.
Choke all of them up, idiot, you know? So I move on. Actually, the weather was horrible for practice. Both days it was really bumpy. It was hard to maneuver around. It was hard to fish. And I think actually I met up with you guys for dinner, and Eric, if I am not mistaken, you had me, Gino, and Gino, Travis, and myself give you
estimates.
What our, if we land all our fish, what our weight would be.
That's
and
right.
Take to win the tournament.
That's right. And it was 24, 25, and 26.
Yeah, I said it was going to take 26 pounds to win, and I thought if it was right for myself, I would have 23 pounds.
Yep. What'd you weigh in?
At 23.25.
That's crazy. And what did it take to win?
26 pounds.
So you're the winner.
So yeah, winner, chicken dinner, right? So anyway, the first morning,
I think you get a She Thick sticker. I'll send it to you. Send me your address after the stream.
I'll put it right on the console.
It's just it's a joke. It's a joke, Travis. It's a joke. Anyway,
I got one on my console.
I love it.
I get the co-angler. I tell him we're going to the lake. He's not really that enthused because it's going to be bumpy.
Yeah.
It was brutal. Just getting to where I wanted to fish took me almost an hour to get there.
In the ABA. We're still in the ABA. Okay, got it.
I get out there. The waves are dumping into my boat, not like, but into the boat, literally. Bilge pump's pumping nonstop. It takes me a while to get to this piece of structure fish because of the wave action. Yeah. And I finally get to it, and there's 3 fish that I could see on the live scope. So I'm like disappointed right away. I'm like, oh my God, yesterday this thing had 40 to 60 blobs.
I'd be happy if there was 3 blobs on that, JP. I fish that spot every day, and there's rarely 1 blob on it.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
All right. So
that's so weird. What? I mean, where do they go? They just go and eat all the bait. They have a meeting and then they leave. I mean, what is that work here where you see 60, he sees 1? I mean, I don't get it. They're so nomadic. What do they do? Anyway, keep going. I've just got me wondering.
I fished that spot now probably a dozen times. Every time I'm there, sometimes there's nothing. Lots of times there's dinks, and 3 times there's megas, right?
Wow.
So I drop down, first cast, I catch a 2-pounder, I unhook it, I throw it back in the lake. My co-angler's like, dude, that was a legal fish. I'm like, yeah, but we're fishing deep, and if that thing dies, I'm screwed. So it's just not even worth keeping a 2-pounder here, you know? So I throw in again. I catch one probably, I don't know, it was like 14 inches. It was a rat. So I throw it back. I look down. Now there's only 1 blob, and he's on the backside of the rock. And sometimes, you know, you only see 3, and then you throw down there, and they like come off the bottom, and you'll see that there's more. You know?
Wow.
What's happening? There was just the 1 blob left. Man, it took me 40 minutes to get the fish to bite. Started thinking it wasn't a fish because it never moved. I'm like, man, that thing is just sitting there. It doesn't react. It doesn't do anything. But I'm like, that mark is a lot bigger than the mark from the 2 fish. So I just got to stay with it. And it's really rough, and I don't want to be running around. I'm hoping some fish are going to come to me, you know? So finally, I feel the bite. I set the hook. The thing comes up. I go, oh, yeah, that's a good fish, you know? So I get it in the net, and I just throw it in the live well. And I guess at the time, I thought it was only like a 4-pounder. And I wanted to get back to fishing. So I gave the spot another like 25 minutes and no more fish came up on it. And I run over to another area, kind of like mid-depth range. And I actually ran into Travis and he's like, yo, I'm having a bad day. I got nothing. What do you got? I said, well, I got one. Now, by this time I looked at the fish. I said, it's a heavy 5-pounder. I got a really nice fish, but I only got one fish, you know? So he's like, all right. He's like, well, listen, I'm going to go and I'm going to fish this way. And he points in a direction of the lake. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I said, I'm going to fish around here and make my way back up the river or whatnot. So I fished around there for a while and then made my way back down the river and around the shoe and back up the other portion of the river. And I pull up into this spot that actually Travis and I had practiced on Thursday when it was blowing so hard you were never getting to the lake. So we went to like this, I guess you could call it protected. I don't really think it was really that protected that day, but area. And I'd found a school of decent sized fish in there that day. So I start fishing and I'm not there for even like 3 minutes and I hear a boat coming and I'm like, oh boy, this is definitely going to be Travis coming in, right? And he comes ripping in. Go, son of a bitch. Because he's way out there. I don't think he knew who it was at first. And then he kind of pulls in and he's like, you would be here. Right? Dude, I mean, what the hell? I found that fish. And granted, guys,
I'm having a deja vu story.
He pointed in the direction. I'm going to go and fish that way. And then found me 50 miles this, you know, not 50, but 30 miles this way. I said, well, we're going the other way. Like, I mean, the communication really. And I told him, I said, you can have it. I'll leave. Right, Travis?
And what did I say?
You said, no, just stay and catch them like you're supposed to. I got on that little corner.
Not good luck or nothing like that.
No, catch like you're supposed to. So I got on that little corner.
That means I love you and Travis speak. It's okay. I understand. Go ahead.
And I did a big donut as I was leaving.
Yeah. It was food, Eric. It was just like last year when he pulled up and said, fish over there. And then I said yes. And then he ripped away, you know?
Like but I said, it's deja vu, bro, all over again. That's so crazy. Anyway, go ahead.
As soon as he left the area, I proceeded to just light him up for about 20 minutes and caught my four other fish that I needed to get rid of some of them. But I had probably, again, I was light balling these fish. I thought I had maybe like pounds when I left there. I probably had more like 19.
Okay.
And he ends up coming back. And I'm like, yo, bro, if you don't have any fish, which I think you're lying to me because I know that you caught some fish today, just come over on this corner and I'm going to leave. I'm going to go and fish some other shit. I said, there's a big school here. Every time I reel off this shelf, they're following me out, you know? And he's like, all right. So I ended up leaving there.
Travis, did you catch any there?
What's that?
I'm asking Travis
I
if he
don't think
caught
I
any
stayed there.
Okay, gotcha.
I didn't come in.
So I ended up
I
going
don't remember.
offshore shoal in the river. And I caught two more fish, and I think one of them helped there. And then I was making my way around this point, and I just got this weird feeling that I needed to go around the point of this island and fish up on the bank for some reason. I don't know really what was talking to me.
I don't either. That's
But
really strange. I could have been the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I think I was on that wreck. Maybe you heard a voice. It's a weird scenario, man. I don't know how you found that stuff, but that's cool.
I'm grateful for the thought that the good Lord put in my head to go around this point, and I get around the point and I catch a 12-inch fish, and nobody would think a 12-inch fish is important, but it was what was behind it. Guys, there was like a 7-pounder that swam out behind this fish, and it's I've caught a 7-pounder, and this fish looked big. Maybe it was bigger than, I don't know, the water magnifies them a little, but it was blacker than Ray Charles, and it was swimming right next to this 12-incher. And I'm like, man, this is a good little spot right here. So I ended up backing off a little bit because the fish swam right back up to the point. My co-angler's like, dude, we got to get going. You know, there's only like 25 minutes till we got to weigh in, and you're quite a ways away. And I'm like, well, I'm not leaving at this point, dude. You know, I think I got like 18 pounds or whatever. And that fish right there will get me right up there. So I waited like, I don't know, 5 minutes, had a water, I mean, a Red Bull or whatever. And I eased back up and I fire a cast out there and I catch a 4.5 pounder. And he's like, you got him. And I'm like, nah, that ain't that fish, dude. I'm telling you, that's not that fish, man.
But it still helps you.
That other fish was jet black. So I get a 5.5 pounder, right? And I'm like, maybe that was the fish in the water magnifying it, but I'm not sure, you know? So I put that fish in the live well. Now I'm like, okay, now we're talking. The conversation just got good. And I ease up on the trolling motor, and there's that freaking fish, dude, sitting on this boulder.
That's the winning fish.
It's the winning fish, no doubt. And I pitched to the fish for another 7 minutes. I ran out of time, and every time I would pitch to it, it would do a circle around my bait, nose down on the bait like it was going to bite, and then it wouldn't bite, and then it would swim like 5 feet away from the rock. And as soon as I pulled my bait off the rock, the goddamn thing would swim right back to the rock and sit there. So I was
crazy.
On a bed. Is this fish still spawning? It came up with the 12-incher because I didn't see them other two big fish when I initially caught the small fish. I just saw the small and the neck. So anyway, I had to leave because I had to go weigh in. I go pounding in now because I pushed it too close and it was rough as hell. And I ended up weighing like 23.5 pounds or something and took 5th place, which in the eyes of Travis Manson isn't really a good finish. But for myself, with the last experience I really have up there, and quite frankly, a 5th place finish in the ABA anytime is a good finish for my personal satisfaction. So I was happy.
Hell yeah, man. Definitely. Yeah, based on your
Good
practice
job,
and
JP.
Thank
you know. Nice, Travis.
JP, I wanted to ask you before we move on, what do you think gives the bigger smallmouth, or maybe it was just that one in particular, but what gives them that dark color? Is it just being up shallow? What do you think that comes from?
And I think it's because them big ones just live up there, and it's just like me. If you go back and watch a video when I was at the trade show at Travis this winter, I look like a pale-skinned friend. Went to work this morning, and one of the guys was like, dude, you look like you're turning Middle Eastern. I mean, I just think they're up and they're getting the sun all the time, and they get tan, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think, Travis?
They get. I don't think they're getting tan, bud, but I think if they've been up shallow, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you think they'd be lighter, right?
Is supposed to make them blend in, right?
Yeah.
So you do have pale colored fish up shallow, which are definitely harder to see. And we've seen that today out there. We would see some light colored smallmouth and some dark colored smallmouth. And the dark ones are obviously way easier to see. But I don't know if they're relating to, there's clear spots and dark spots shallow. So was that fish hanging out on a dark spot for a period of time and he blended in and then he decided to move to a clear spot and now he's sticking out for a little bit? Is that a possibility? Man. Or is that just their colors? Is that how they are? I shouldn't say that. JP, remember that real dark? Well, that was a shallow fish too. Most deep fish are kind of like a natural, just pretty looking, nice color, not a lot of difference to them. So I don't know.
I know last year when
we need to talk to a smallmouth biologist and see what's going on. Somebody said, Brian Wisniewski says, I thought the color of the fish was based on their attitude. Yeah, those blackfish up there, man, they're really hunting. I mean, it was crazy. I've never been able to see that. I've never fished super shallow with Travis to be able to see completely black fish on white sandy patches. But he spotted one that was like, I don't know. We talked about it on the live. He said it was 70 yards away. I proved that it was 37 yards away. Nonetheless, he pointed. I didn't see him because I wasn't looking out far enough because most of the fish we were seeing were, very close to the boat.
Sure.
But this one was way out there. And this fish was like doing this. I mean, like hunting, like looking, like searching for food. It was crazy, man. But they were super skittish. You'd make a cast on it. It's pretty funny. Travis was trying, I think he was trying a marabou fly, and it wasn't wet, and it floated like a cork, and he cast it out and stayed on the surface like a popper. So anyway, I don't know if anybody has a lot of experience with marabou, but that was a new marabou you were trying, Travis. Thing was so fluffy, you couldn't get it to sink until he like snapped his rod down, and then it just was like suspending. But I think they probably seen so many marabou flies, man. They were just running from it. Think about how many of those fish saw a marabou fly.
I got a side question.
Yeah.
When I was taking care of those fish 2 days ago, JP, in that Dick Garlock tournament.
Yeah.
And you were up at the controls center there. You mentioned you picked up a hair jig, correct?
Yeah, so I'll tell you that story. So I go.
But hold on. My question is, did you have a bite on that hair jig?
No.
Okay, good. Because when I got back to the ramp and put my rods away that day, that hair jig's hook was missing. I must have tied on a practice hair jig without thinking.
That's awesome. I did that with a spinnerbait. I bought a leverage spinnerbait on clearance at Bass Pro Shops, and they were made in, I don't know, Dominican Republic, and they just made a bunch of them because it got really popular. There was one that had the cable on it, and I caught a bass on in a tournament, put him in the live well, proceeded to get 3 more bites and miss every one. And I'm like, this is crazy. So I look at the hook to see if like the point's bent or something. The hook is missing. It's separated. The weld sucks. So anyway, Travis, I did that before, not on purpose, but that's crazy funny.
So talking about yesterday,
anyways,
that was actually so we have a mediocre bag. We pull up to this one spot. It was in the river, and we start catching some better fish. And I caught a cull fish, and I went to cull and I go, hey,
JP.
Would this be a spot that I saw
day.
you on in the river in the Smallmouth Crush Open? Just to give me some perspective. No. Okay, just checking.
Let's start Travis, over. Let's talk about our practice.
Travis, was it a spot that you and I had fished on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I know which one it was.
Am
I right?
I said I had big ones up here, 6 and 5s and hair jigs, right? Remember that spot?
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, I just want to backtrack. JP comes up and we fish a day together. What, Saturday?
Saturday, yeah. So he goes,
how was practice? Yeah, we haven't even heard about your practice for Dickie Garlock.
Freaking 30-mile-an-hour winds, and we went offshore, far offshore that day.
What? Is that the day that a boat sunk? Did you guys see that post?
Yeah, yes.
Holy, was that the day a boat sunk? Saturday?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
What does anybody know what happened to them?
They took a wave over another wave.
Running? Like running?
It flipped over. No, they were fishing.
Oh, you'll be all right, Eric.
Oh man, that's it, man. I'm glad I got through that one tournament, man. I survived. Anyway, go ahead. Tell us about your practice. Sorry.
Lake, way out, 35 miles out, and it was fruitless. It was horrible. It was very few fish. When we did mark fish, they were hard to catch. I think it took us 3.5 hours to catch a tournament-worthy fish. And we're bouncing around out there, hitting stuff that I know is good because I fished out there with them before and we caught good ones and stuff. And the problem is if you see them, then you're like, well, let's not leave fish to find fish. So you keep grinding and grinding.
You mean you're seeing fish on? I think this is an important time to show you guys something.
Oh.
Can you see it?
No.
Can you see it?
Scope or die.
There it is, guys. One more time for the camera. Scope or die. That's from Tacklecraft. That's from Tacklecraft. I don't know if he's got any, but he was giving them out with his swim bait orders. So anyway, check his site if you're interested. I thought Travis, I have one for you, bro. If you're interested.
All right.
And if not, I'll give it to JP. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
So
you're in scope or die mode. Go ahead.
We practiced for 6 hours offshore and caught one tournament fish.
God damn, that is scope or die right there.
Finally, we go into the river. Quick funny story. We're going into this one portion. He goes, this is where I bring my clients when it's a bad day. There's a spot behind it, but right out here we can cast because you ain't going to catch no good ones here. It's all like 1.5 to 2.5 pounders. Just to get the motivation level of my clients back up if we're having a rough morning. I'm like, okay. My second cast in there, I catch like a 5 3/4 pound fish. I go, well, I guess they got to swim out somehow, huh?
Wow.
You think we hit that spot during the tournament? No.
Nope. No. And by the way, me and Travis didn't hit a spot we were going to in the Smallmouth Crush Open. And we hit it.
We went out that night.
We went out that evening, and it was loaded like 22 pounds, like instantly. It was dumb. I was trying to get a double with us. It was just, I had like a heavy 5 on. I saw the fish, and I'm like, daily double. Travis like, you're not filming this. I'm like, oh, no daily double. Anyway, it was crazy, dude. It was crazy. Because I like, I like thought to myself, like, I thought we were going there because we stopped in practice. There weren't fish where he thought they'd be, but there were fish. And then out from there were fish, and he caught a heavy 5 there. Anyway, crazy that the decisions that go into your tournament, it really it's so he knows so much out there. I truly think he's stuck in the guide's dilemma. There's something that I call the guide's dilemma. I fish with some really great guides and great fishermen, and when they're guiding before a derby, it is really hard. You're pressured to put people on fish. I don't know, Travis. You comment. This is just a theory I've got. Do you feel?
I don't care. I
pinched?
put them on fish. No,
Okay,
I
that's
learn
fair.
every day. That don't bother me none.
Great,
we had
got it.
station the night before the tournament, and I said, "Listen, Travis, I don't care how you treat me in the boat today." I said, "You can today." I said, "As friends, no one wants to get yelled at when they're fun fishing, and you're just out here having a good time."
Wait a minute. Me and Travis had that conversation on Friday.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
our Saturday tournament.
Yeah.
You had that conversation with him too?
Yeah, but I did tell him, I said, tomorrow's the tournament, and I want you to do whatever we have to do to catch 5 big fish. If that means that you're telling me to get out of your way, whatever we got to do to just get 5 big fish in the boat, I'm fine with that because we're in a tournament situation or whatever. You know?
That's fair. I hassled him on our tournament on Saturday for about 30 minutes. I'm never doing that again. I told him I'm coming up. I've got a whole new smallmouth system, and I'm completely deviating from everything I've learned from him except one thing. And it all involves 4-pound test. Anyway, proceed.
So, and I will say the man
More
positive.
on that later. More on that later. Go ahead.
The man does stay positive throughout the day, even when it's not going good. So we run. The first run was maybe 20 miles. Nothing. So we go to move, and I go, strike one.
Hold on.
We get to the second
How
spot.
bad is the weather during your Dickie Garlock? 30-mile-an-hour
Flat
winds
calm.
on.
No.
Oh my
They
God!
had-
You got flat calm. Go
It was
anywhere.
glad-
What?
So we run to the second spot, which was like another 20 miles, right, Travis? I mean, it was quite a ways.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's only 20 minutes.
We stop on the second spot, strike 2. So we sit down to move, and I go, strike 2. And he goes, yeah, we'll get him. So we get to the third spot, and he catches 2 4-pounders, and I catch a 4-pounder.
Not bad.
No.
Not a bad start. Not going to win, but
But now there's still fish there, right? And he's like, come
Yeah.
on. And I'm like, well, why are we leaving fish when? And he goes, don't talk to me like a co-angler would talk to me. It's time to leave. Like,
so now you're the co-angler. You're not on equal footing. You beat his ass in both tournaments, and now you're just a co. You're not even a bro. You're a co.
he goes, before we go shallow, I got one more thing I want to go try. It's kind of off the wall. I haven't been there in a couple of years. I go, okay, whatever, man. So we run into this other spot.
Yeah.
And he's sneaking up on it. And he goes, God damn it, I got too close. There goes the fish, right? And I saw a fish one. So I cast it over there. And wouldn't you know, I hook it.
What?
Put it in, and there's like seven with it. And it looked like it was crazy. It was a big cloud of black smallmouth coming in. They all look pretty decent, tournament fish. You think we could get another one of them fish to bite? We stayed there for 35 minutes and couldn't get it to bite. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We hit 5 more spots. We get nothing. And then he goes, all right.
Wait a minute. How many fish do you have in the well at this point? What
4.
time it is?
4.
You got 4.
But we're throwing small ones back.
4 for what?
4 for 16 pounds.
Okay. And what time is it at this point?
Noon.
And what time is weigh-in?
3.
3.
So you got 3 hours to upgrade at least. You got to get one more, and hopefully it's a good one. And you got to get rid of a couple 4s.
So he goes like this to me, right, Eric? He goes, listen,
No.
I got a spot I'll take you to. But you can't tell Gino. You can't tell Corman. You can't tell nobody. I go, we're fishing for $3,000. I would hope that you wouldn't not take me to that spot. I mean, you got to be kidding me. We're fishing a tournament. Get over it.
And
why didn't he go there first?
I told him there's 25 pounds sitting here, and we got a shot at it, but you cannot tell a soul.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Eric. Why did we wait until noon to go there?
I get there when I get there, bro.
We pull up.
Okay. Was it further out or back in?
No, it's making our way in. So we pull up there.
So you kind of pass it on the way out?
Yes.
thinking he doesn't need it because he's going to catch a good bag anyway, and he doesn't even want to risk it because he doesn't
even have to
trust.
show it to him.
He doesn't
Right.
trust
Didn't want
you.
to give up the goods, right?
There's trust issues here.
Let's not focus on that. Because that's another-
There's trust issues here. I'm just saying, let's address the elephant in the room. It's okay. It's all right. We talked honestly on this stream. Let's go. Proceed.
All right. So we pull in there and he found, right? JP has a sign of DNA.
No, NDA. Non-disclosure agreement.
So he catches like, and the water's a little dirty. I can at least say that, right, Travis?
Sure.
Okay. The water's a little off-colored in this spot. They're hard to see.
All right.
So I'm jiggle. I get the bite, dude. I set the hook. It jumps. It's the one. It's the one we need, right? It
For
jumps.
your limit. This is your limit. This is your limit fish.
This is the limit
Heavy
fish.
five.
Okay.
Stud. It jumps the second time. Everything's going good. The fish is coming in. And then I look in that off-colored water, and there's another one just as big with it. And I go, oh, man, Travis, forget the net, dude, because at this point, the fish is too far out the net anyway. I go, There's another one with it. Get your rod, right? So he goes to get his rod, and I just start lifting up just a little bit because I wanted him to be able to see the other fish. And it already jumped twice. It's a big 5.5, 6 pound fish. It ain't going to jump again, I'm thinking, right? Freaking thing missile launches out of the lake, shakes its head, throws my bait back at me.
You didn't think a smallmouth would jump 3 times?
No, I didn't.
Do they normally only jump twice?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the big ones don't normally go acrobatic all the time.
Okay, that's my inexperience.
So
wow, that's a heartbreaker.
It gets really quiet, but I go, all right, let's stay positive, dude. I know there was another fish that I saw it was just as big. 10 seconds later, he goes, got him, right? That one pulls off.
What did he on a drop shot?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Maybe not everybody. It doesn't matter.
So he goes, he goes just like this, Eric. He goes, come on, we're leaving. I go, leaving?
What?
I go, there's huge fish here. He goes, there's only 6 fish. We just caught 4 of them and stuck 2 of them. We're out of here, he says. And that was it. We pulled the trunk motor.
Like I said, scope or die, bro. Scope or die. The scope don't lie, right? Or does it?
No, we were using our. No, then never mind. It don't matter.
I know you're sight fishing, Mike.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Just having fun.
We run back down the river, and this is where the growth is happening with me. This is where I'm really starting to shine a little bit. I'm starting to be proud of myself. We get into that one spot on the river, and we start seeing fish, and we start catching fish, and we're calling now, right? Every fish is an upgrade. Every fish is an upgrade. Well, then I open the live wells and I go, dude, you got to fizz them fish that we caught out deep this morning. They're floating. They're still alive, but they're floating. We got to get these fish taken care of. And
do you normally fizz them a couple hours later, or do you fizz them? I mean, what are you supposed to do? I don't know.
I
never fizzed the bass.
I was going deep real quick, so I was going to throw them in the live well, make a small run shallow, upgrade fizzing before we leave, let them go, not waste time.
Yep.
So I think, and Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were definitely running out of time in the tournament. And I think when I told him he had to fizz the fish, he thought that we were going to be at a disadvantage because he's a lot better at catching the fish than me. But he also didn't want me to fizz the fish because I offered to, and he's like, no, I'll do it. And then like 5 minutes went by, and I'm like, we got to fizz the fish, dude. We can't afford to have a dead fish because maybe it's a bad day of fishing for everybody, and every ounce is going to count. So he's like, fine, I'll fizz the fish. Just get on the trolling motor and keep looking for big ones, he goes, right? So I get on the trolling motor, and I'm trolling around. I'm trying to stay in the same area a little bit because we'd seen a bunch of them.
Sure.
And bang, there's a good one, right? I'm like, oh, that's a good one there. So I threw a net at it. Wouldn't eat it. So I'd reach down, and I throw a hair jig at it, and it swims away. And I'm like, well, it ain't going to eat that. So I reached down again, and this is all new.
Was that the hookless hair jig?
That was a hookless hair jig anyway.
Hook on. So I reached down to grab the drop shot, and I throw out in the area where the fish was swimming. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, shit, that fish just bit. So I set the hook, and it jumps, and I go, and he's fizzing the fish. I'm like, throw it back in the live well and get the net. It's a good one. So he throws the fish in the live well. Dude, the guy got up faster than anything I ever seen in my life. The fish
He's
goes
quick.
to jump, and he catches it out of the air in the net. And he's like,
nice. That's awesome. He's quick.
You know, so that was pretty good.
He's like a cat. All right. So then he goes back to fizzing.
Then he goes back to fizzing and he goes, yo, we're going to have to start fizzing our fish earlier in the day, bro. He's like, I hope that the two of them make it. We might end up with a couple of carrots. And I'm like, man, I hope we don't end up with carrots.
Oh, no.
Oh, that the fishing's just bad. You knew that the fishing wasn't good that day because we're hitting some pristine spots and we're just not, there's no fish on them. So I don't know, like 20 minutes later, I open the live well and they're all swimming fine. I'm like, yeah, you did a good job, dude. They're good to go, bud.
That's good. Is he a good fizzer?
He's a good fizzer, but he had to read the directions. I was a little concerned. He's telling me not to.
I did have to read the
He read the directions. What? He took out the directions.
Open up barbell, gets hit, and he took the directions. Just like this, he took the directions around deck, and he put the fish direct. And I go, the guy lives on Lake Ontario, and he's got to read the directions? That'd be like me having to read a direction on how to solder a pipe. I've been doing it for 20 years, huh? So we hit like 5.
He's just a little rusty. Remember, he didn't fizz any fish for 2 days in a row. 3
You don't have to
days.
fizz them when you just throw them all back in the
for
water.
some reason I had a
When you
brain
don't catch
freeze.
a brain
No,
frizz.
they were a newer. It was a different style needle that I wasn't used to, and I didn't know if I should keep that reefer thing in it. That's what I was doing.
Did you
bro.
say reefer?
Whatever that thing is?
That would be a
Reamer.
channel. That's why I didn't say anything.
You
I saw you.
you said reefer. Reamer.
Whatever.
Was it a curved needle? Most needles are just straight, right?
It has a special thing. If you get stuff stuck in the needle, you can push it out quickly, and you're supposed to do it every time.
Yeah, so it came with the. He didn't know if he was supposed to leave that in the needle when he stabbed it in the fish or not.
I think you would take that out. That's just for cleaning the needle, right? Or no? I mean,
no.
Yeah,
what?
No,
you do it afterwards. You fit the fish and then you pull it out and you push whatever, you know, because when you push it into the fish, you get a little bit of flesh in there or whatever.
Yeah, and then you clean the needle so that you can get the air out, right?
So that was cool. You know, we got the fizz fished and we're good to go and everything's going kosher. And I said, what time is it? Because I had to bring. Hey, listen, guys, hold on a minute.
Now we're going to talk about this.
Time out. He calls me up. Number one, in the ABA, I lost a Lowrance. I don't know. The Lowrance went out. I had no GPS on the front of my boat because the Lowrance died on me on the ride out. I think the pounding just took the Lowrance out, right? So then I had to send the Lowrance back, and it cost me $158 because I had to insure the stupid thing in case UPS bought it. So I was all pissed off about that. So I called Richie at Thayers Marine, and I go, Richie, I got to be a little disappointed here. It cost me $158 to send my Lowrance back. And I know it's going to take like a month for me to get the thing back, if that, even that quick with the way everything's going or whatever. And he goes, well, it's no problem. And I called him on like a Saturday. He's like, call me Monday, remind me Monday. And if I have a loaner unit, I'll send you a loaner unit to get you through until you get your new unit. I'm like, oh, all right, well, I wasn't expecting that. Great. So then Travis calls me and he goes, yo, I talked to Richie. He's going to be sending a Helix because Travis was having problems with his Helix, right? What does this guy do? Dude, this guy is a top-notch boat salesman. Now, is he doing this for everybody? Probably not. If you're bringing foot traffic through the door at Thayers Marine, that guy makes sure you're on the water and you're representing his company well. He didn't send loaners. He sent 2 brand new units to my house. They still have protecting plastic on it. And he just said, don't destroy them and get them back to me when you're done. And however long it takes or whatever. I mean, this guy
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
like,
is,
I've never experienced that before from someone that I literally, it was the day before I said my unit's flashing on and off like all hummingbirds do twice a year. And I'm going to have to send this one in and wait 4 weeks for it to come back. I really like my 360. I hate this unit. Can I buy one from you? I asked to buy one. And he goes, are you sure you want to buy one or can you use a loaner? I'm like, well, yeah, loaner sounds great, bud.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll overnight it. And
wow.
I'm like,
that's
what
awesome.
do I owe you? And he's like, you're good, dude.
Wow.
Amazing. And I needed that I really appreciate it because I definitely need it. So now I'm gonna pack the hummingbird up tomorrow and ship it to get repaired. The
That's
hummingbird.
freaking incredible. Honestly,
most
incredible.
people sell you a boat and they hope they never see again. And I'm sure that he's got,
Right.
the percentage of boat sales where everything can possibly go wrong. But in a situation where he's got two guys that are representing his brand real well and definitely getting some foot traffic going through there, then we're not calling and blasting them all the time over stupid stuff. When we needed a favor, the dude overnighted two 12-inch units to my house. Those things were dropped in my garage by 11 o'clock Friday morning. When I got home, I just threw them in the truck and hit the road. You know what I'm saying?
That's incredible, man. That's incredible.
Shout out to Richie at Thayers.
All right, so where are we in the tournament at this point?
Yeah, so anyway, we got our, and we're going to hit like a couple more spots before we have to go. And this was the thing. That helix was an hour off on the time. And I had said it earlier in the day. I'm like, don't listen to the time because we didn't reset it. And I'm almost positive that's an hour off.
You would never have a problem with me in the back of the boat. You need a third for timekeeping.
Wait a second.
Hold on, Eric.
Guess what happens when JP started talking time that day?
This is
What happened?
So I said to him, I'd only said it once. I said in the morning, don't trust that time. It's wrong. And then at around 2:15, I said, bro, what time is it? And he goes, don't start being Eric. I don't care what time.
I did say that because Eric would shout out the time throughout the freaking day to me too. I don't care what the time is until I get real close to the afternoon. I don't want time to influence my decisions. I could care less what time it is.
That's okay, Travis. You don't have to be so angry. Hey, listen, there's something called teamwork, right? You kind of go over the rules before you get on the boat. You just say, like, this is what I'm still learning you as an angler, man. But at the end of the day, you got to communicate, bro. You got to communicate better. Yeah, we got lessons for you. Anyway, team fishing. We'll win one together one day. We'll get there.
Don't be Eric. I don't need to know the time every 10 minutes. I go, dude, it was one.
I'm so glad I was on the boat with you that day. That's awesome. I love that I was there.
I will not mention the time again. If we're late, we're late. So then we moved to another spot. All I did was open the center console, and I looked at my phone, and I didn't say nothing to him, but I just see him look at me, and he's pissed that I looked. I gotta run upstairs for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
All right, okay. Travis, take over the story, Travis.
I don't think it was that dramatic. My point was, Eric, we brought you up quite a bit. I appreciate and love fishing with you. I don't have any problems. Just in the tournament, I don't need you telling me what time it is. That's all.
Oh,
and you didn't know that.
No.
Most normal people would wonder what and want to know.
Yeah.
The worst is when the co-angler's telling you what time it is.
Oh, we know you're not normal, bro, but the co's telling you, hey, Travis, you might want to manage your time. We are in the Great Lakes.
So have you ever been late, or do you just know when it's time to go in?
Never been late. I have an idea. Listen, I glance, but I don't need my buddies telling me what time.
Yeah, you just like to be on your own terms, looking at your own watch. I get it. Totally get it. Totally get it, bro. Totally get it, bro. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so he catches another fish, and he goes, you want me to cull that? I'm like, no, I'll cull it. So I'm pulling the fish out, and I'm like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And we decide it's not big enough, so we throw it back. So we had to be in a 330.
Wait a minute. These are the guys that can't estimate weights of fish. You're asking him?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think, Trav? You guys don't weigh them?
So it's 318.
Time out.
What's up?
In tournaments, ounces.
No,
can we
I didn't want to
all agree on that? I'm just saying.
They do.
Okay, so question. If you're a big time tournament angler, fish for thousands of dollars, sometimes 5, sometimes 10, sometimes 30, whatever you're fishing for, right? I mean, doesn't it make sense to kind of understand at some point during the day when you have a limit, what is your next call fish to be efficient? So like we got 5 in the well.
Yeah. We probably should have been more efficient, bud. Things happen pretty quick in the afternoon there.
Fair enough. That's because you're not looking at your watch and you're worried about time.
No, what we should.
Anyway, you made the right call. You threw the fish back. It didn't work. You knew it was smaller. Didn't really matter. You're looking for a big bite. Got it. Where are you going next?
Thought it was a giant when I was fighting them.
Oh, yeah. Every fish he hooks is a giant piglet.
I know he's there right now, and I don't understand what happened to him. He's like the Mike Iaconelli Jr. Giant! It's the biggest smallmouth of my life, and I'm looking at it going, really? It can't be. Anyway, I don't get it, but he does that a lot, right, JP? I noticed that. You got to back that stuff down, bro.
Especially deep. When he hooks one deep, it's big, no matter what. It's
Yeah.
Sounds like
no.
Well,
We did this game in New York. I'm like, okay, it's big. Guess the weight. Neither of us could absolutely, with any degree of accuracy, through fighting the fish and not getting a visual on it, estimate the weight of a bass, a smallmouth in particular, in current in a river. Forget it. I'd love to play the game with people out there. Guess the weight. Hook a fish, guess the weight. If you even get close, you're a master, because I've had freaking 2.5 pounders fight harder than 4 pounders. It doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
They're so crazy, man. They're so crazy. Some fish just have more muscle, more spirited, more energetic. I don't know, man, but it's hard to do. Really hard to do. We were laughing at each other. Remember, Travis? You're like, I'm not playing this game anymore.
Right.
I couldn't do it either. But I'm like, okay, let's see. We couldn't. Not even close. And I mean, we caught a lot of bass. We had a lot of shots at trying to estimate fighting the fish. Anyway, so it's deep. It's a big one. It's not. What happens next?
So now it's time to go in. So we're running across the lake, and I go,
Wait a minute. So you never called after you caught your 5th?
oh, no, we called. When we went to that spot in the river, we called like 3 times.
Oh, you did call out of that. Out of you had a limit, and you called 3 times. Got it. Wow.
So
It's a good spot. Is that the one he swore you to secrecy to? You did say river, right?
Yeah, he swore me to secrecy on quite a few areas, lake and river.
Wait a minute. He had a spot in the river that had 25 pounds, and he swore you to secrecy. Why did we hit that spot first, Travis?
It just part of it wasn't in the rotation that day, but
10-4. Or Sunday?
We're running the lake, and he goes, nice job today, bud. It was fun fishing the tournament with you. Too bad we sucked. And I'm like, I don't feel like we sucked. I got 20 pounds, and he's like, 5 pounders. So we get in, and people start weighing their fish, and it's like 16 pounds, 20 pounds, 12 pounds. And there's not a lot of boats. A lot of people left.
How many boats were there?
30.
30 boats.
30.
So then a guy weighs in a 23-pound bag. I'm like, all right, well, we don't have that, so we're not going to win. So I'm like, come on, let's weigh these fish. So we bag them up. We went just under 21 pounds, 2070 something, 2077 or something.
Yep.
And they're giving away plaques. I never seen a guy want a plaque so bad in my life. He goes,
he's all about the hardware. Everybody is, man.
He goes, this is bullshit. I want the plaques. I met this guy in Florida. He had thousands of them. I'm just some dozen.
What's that? What was that?
I go, Travis. I go, I'll
No,
make
what did you say about thousands?
I'll make you
Cut
a
out.
plaque.
He goes, Florida guy had thousands of plaques. His whole wall was plaques. This guy had. I'm.
I remember telling him the story. I go, JP, you don't get it. This dude's got plaques everywhere. Every inch of his freaking living room, he's got trophies. Dude's got thousands of plaques. I said, why can't we get a damn plaque here? And I got all pissed off.
Oh yeah.
He wanted a Smallmouth Crush Open plaque bad, man. With them hand little
I
ones,
did.
man.
So then,
Oh man, so did I, Trav.
So
I
we
gotta
wait.
tell you, I did too.
They closed the scales. I walk over. We took 4th place. So I'm like, oh, we're getting paid. This is great. So I walk over, and there's this young kid and his dad standing next to Travis. And I go, hey, what's up, young man? You like to fish? He's like, yeah, I fish. I go, you catch them good? He goes, I catch a couple. And I'm just about to say to him, well, why don't you guys book a trip with Travis? He's pretty good up here or whatever. I promote him or whatever, as you should do as a friend. And Travis goes, they're my clients for tomorrow. They're repeat customers or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, well, we took 4th place. And Travis goes, yes, so we sucked. I go, don't teach your kid that, dude. we put a hard day's in. And I looked right at him and I go, and we lost the tournament because I lost that fish. And that kind of stung a little bit. That one fish would have I mean, just sucked. But
Well, didn't Travis lose one too?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you didn't fish clean. When it's your day to win, it's your day to win. And who knows how big that fish was Travis lost. You saw yours, but until you put it on
I
the
didn't
scale,
see
can
mine.
you say you won?
Yeah,
No.
right. No,
JP, no, I'm sorry.
I'm
You
not
had
making
20.
no fucking
Time out.
excuses.
You had 20.7 pounds. What was your smallest fish that you weighed in?
3 pounds.
Just under 4.
See, you guys can't even get on the fucking same page. This is crazy to me. And now all of a sudden, the fish you lost was the winning fish. Bullshit. Because
3 3/4.
No.
So 3 3/4. Time out. I'll do the math with you, bro. Even
5
if
and
you
a half
call up,
pounder.
so was it a 2.5 pound call or 2 1/4 pound call?
I'm
Does
saying
it even get you to 23? You
I'm-
still don't win.
Yeah, it
Second
does.
fucking place.
I'm saying if we fished clean, it would have made it for an interesting conversation.
You guys, I winning fish.
No,
Shut
you
up.
don't get it,
Stop
man.
it. You don't weigh the fish. You don't even know how to estimate. You think it's a 3 3. I don't want to hear it from you guys. Stop it. You're talking crazy. Winning fish, my ass. You didn't weigh it. What? Come on. Stop it. Maybe you would have taken second. Maybe you would have been right there. But you cannot say it was a winning fish when you don't even know how big the smallest fish was in your well.
I
How do you
cannot.
get to how do you get to 20? They all had to be 4-pounders.
I will
What was
say
your big fish?
it would have made for an interesting weigh-in had we landed the fish that we lost.
Fair
That's-
enough.
There you go.
That's a
Fair.
better statement. That's a fair statement. But
I like
what was
that
your
statement.
what was your big fish in the well? Did you even weigh
They're
your
all the
largest?
same, bud. They were all the same. We had 20
So you had
pounds.
You had 5 4-pounders, and one was a little
Yeah.
bit over.
Guys that won, hats off to them. The guys that won are from Hudson, New York. They're neighbors of mine. They live just down the street, 25 minutes. I'm proud of them guys. They've like 4 second places up there. In team tournaments, they're up there a lot. They put a lot of time in, and I just want to congratulate them guys. I can't remember their last names right now, but good job, you guys. You guys did a great job on a tough day.
What are their first names?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm just
I wish they would hit me up on Facebook or something so I could have their contact. I wanted to ask them for their phone number, but they were about to win a tournament, and I don't want to take away from that moment. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a cool tournament. Who is Dickie Garlock? Can somebody tell me who Dickie Garlock
So
is?
Dick's a well-known bass angler through the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Passed away a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Lived to a pretty old age and was actively fishing up until that point. He was considered one of the best smallmouth fisheries smallmouth anglers on the river. I never got to meet him. In fact, Pete Glusick and I were talking about him maybe 4 years ago, and I almost looked up his number because I'd like to maybe go have breakfast with him and just pick his brain.
Oh man, that would have been fun.
And then like he literally died like 2 months later. Pete calls me and goes, "Dude, remember who we were just talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, he passed away." I'm like, "Oh frick!" But I mean, he was, he had 3-4 spawns left, if any. I mean, he was up there. So
Now you're talking about spawns left. I mean, that's my kind of thing, bro.
yeah, I go by number of spawns. Like Johnny V, he's always complaining. "Oh, I think I got 15 spawns left, man. This spring sucked. 14 more to go, and they put me in the ground."
Nice. That's the way you got to think about it, man. They go fast, bro. Right?
Dude,
It's humbling to think about.
This shirt you got on?
Yeah, it's what do you mean? The shirt that I got on, or Alex's shirt?
Alex.
Oh, I think it says what the F.
Where's the fish?
Yeah, I got the same.
I love it.
Blue. I love that shirt.
Who made that? Who makes that? That's funny.
On Facebook or
I
something.
have no idea. I think I got it for Christmas a couple years ago. So
Right.
I'm sure you could find.
But I will say,
probably
Travis stays pretty positively optimistic throughout the day, which I was very surprised because I kind of thought that he was the kind of guy that would get derailed as the tournament wasn't folding out. But he just stayed positive.
Hell no.
We'll get him in the next spot. We'll get him in the next spot. And at one time, because, dude, literally the day before, we were fishing in solid 6-footers. The waves, when we would get between the two waves, they would be level with my head.
We're getting bombed, Alex. We're getting bombed.
I can't do anything about those.
I think we said spawn. I think we said the word spawn, and it happened. What the heck? Now, spawn is one of the words we can't say anymore. Spawn.
Oh, they didn't like my Ray Charles comment either. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, it wasn't until we said spawn.
Yeah, we're gonna get demonetized now, JP.
Anyways, what were you talking about?
Oh, so at one, I was beat, dude. Like when we were practicing, because I didn't have a leaner seat, he was using the leaner seat. I
thought you said a wiener seat. Sorry.
The day before, I had to.
Eric, they're gonna come back. Damn it!
Ah, darn it!
I had to sit down for 20 minutes at a time because it was so rough. I was having a hard time. My knees were just shot. So the next day when we're fishing the tournament at around 11 o'clock, I gave one of the old. Took that as I was getting discouraged, right? And he's like, "Oh, you don't fine, sit down and we're out of here." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
Travis is his own world, man. You can't do anything with that guy, man. He gets difficult. Now, I want to contrast that he's staying really positive in the Dickie Garlock tournament after taking a shellacking 2 days in a row on Ontario in the River in his Smallmouth Crush Open, right? In our tournament, I'm telling you, man, he's like, it was retirement speech. Like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And I'm going, he's looking at me going, what do you want to do next? And I'm like, dude, I would expect you to catch all fucking 5 fish. What do you mean? What do we do? I don't know.
No, he did say a couple times, like
he was selling everything on Sunday, man.
Why can't
everything?
Right? Why can't they be here? Why can't they be there? But then when we would go to move, he'd be like, "Don't get discouraged. We're gonna run into him." He would always say, and I like that because that's how I try to stay all the time.
That's good. He turned over a new leaf. What happened to you between Sunday and the what? Did you find religion that week or something? What happened?
I don't know, man.
Where was that Travis on Saturday, bro?
I think
God.
Eric,
I thought I was pretty good with you, bud, in the boat Saturday.
Eric, I got to be honest with you. We were fluently live.
What do you mean? We caught 5 fish.
We were fluently live scoping together. He would make his pitch, and then I would pitch, and I'd make sure I wouldn't get tangled in his line. I think we had one tangle the whole day. It was just really fluent.
Oh, you guys were working together on the live scope. I got you.
Oh, yeah. We were working together, and it was working good. And at the end of the day, I said, that I didn't know how I was going to feel about fishing a tournament with you, but that was actually enjoyable. I had a good time.
Yeah.
The only thing is, at some points when he's doing some of his thing, he's fishing so fast, and I thought I fished fast. He's like, "Yo, throw that up over there." I'm like, "Okay," but by the time it's sinking, your boat's there. Like, I think it's like a wasted cast at some point.
Yeah, you got to figure out something to do behind him. We talked about that today, man. I mean, I think when he's doing his thing, like if we fish a tournament again together and it's not largemouth, I would like to find something to do that I felt was productive, because while he can tell you to do it, like you just saw, you didn't believe in what he was saying. And so you're not going to be fishing with any intention. And I think you got to believe when you're fishing, right? So it's two lines in the water with absolute conviction and belief. He likes to look at him. I don't care if I'm looking at him, right? I know, and I've caught some fish with him when he's scoping on Ontario, just blind casting, because the areas he puts you in, unless he's target fishing on a boulder, but there's always fish. I mean, not like you're fishing around giant schools, but I think I could drag behind him a little bit. I talked to him about it today, man. So I've been reading up. I'm bringing a whole new Smallmouth Crush co-angler system. So we'll be publishing it, and we'll see what happens, man. Can I catch a bass behind Travis? Never looking at live scope, just doing my own thing. I want to try it. I might zero, but it's going to be fun trying. At least I'll believe it, right? Don't you think it'd be fun? I think it'd be fun.
It would be.
I want to try it. I think it'd be interesting content.
Absolutely. Listen, I know
all centers around 4-pound tests, man. All 4-pound tests.
I cannot wait to do this, Eric. This will be a good little video, and I think it'll allow your creative side to come into play, and that's something you seem to enjoy, throwing random baits, trying to see if they'll bite. So I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's not just random baits that I thought of. I mean, it's based on articles that I've had for years. They're all smallmouth oriented. I've got a bag of test baits that I've always wanted to break out with you that, every time we go, we just lean back on the stuff that we've done. So it'll be nice to actually try something, not in a tournament, but in practice, let's say, so that, if we are fishing a tournament, but to try to find a technique that would be productive behind you. Like if you're scoping, what can the co do if he's on your team? I get that you're not trying to help your co in a competitive situation. I understand that. But if we're a team, how do we maximize the efficiency and time, right? Now, if there's an obvious pattern, I want to go with what you say. But if there's a not obvious pattern and you're like, I don't know, bro, you're on your own back there, then I'd like to find something that I think could maybe produce a bite or two.
Right.
Especially on a flat. like on a flat. There was a moment in time where we were fishing a flat. You know, you're dragging hard bottom. There's no target you're looking at specifically at the moment, at least that I could understand. But again, you're not talking to me much during the tournament, so I don't really know what you're fishing. So I'm just kind of left to my own devices. Bud. Well, I mean, okay, but so you know what I mean. Just just produce some ideas, generate some ideas on. Well, I don't think you're interested, but anyway, make a good video.
No, I am. I'm interested. I'm excited for you sharing this, and I appreciate your enthusiasm. And I look forward to fishing with you, bud.
It's all around 4-pound test. That might be scary for some people. And that's what I wanted to ask JP. I'm very curious. You know, when Travis had the Great Lakes Finesse guys on, they started talking about Danielson, a fly line leader, right? I know it's a bigger diameter, much like Gamma is a larger diameter than most. So 16-pound Gamma might have diameter of a larger pound test, but it's stronger. So the question I have for you, JP, and I'm thinking about that 7-pounder. If the fish was spawning, does a 7-pound smallmouth become line shy? They've maybe been caught in their life. They've seen a lot of lures. If it's a blackfish, he's very, obvious to other boaters that have come through there. No. They've been pounded. Okay, that's what you believe. So, but I want to test the theory. See, I don't just accept that.
Have you ever seen a 2.8? Have you ever seen a 2.8 Kitech?
I don't care. Yes, I've thrown them with you. Anyway,
does it look like a goby? Does it look like a perch? Or does it look like a ribbed piece of plastic? If that fish thinks that ribbed piece of plastic is a goby, he could care less if you got 6, 8, or 10-pound test line on. If he's eating plastic bait,
I'd rather try this with you. Anyway, nonetheless,
I use
6 pound. I just wonder
maybe the lighter line gives the bait a different type of movement, false grip, better action.
Now we're talking.
But the fish isn't saying, I am not eating that because there's 10-pound test versus 6. See you later, swim bait.
Don't know. Until you throw it, until you try to compare it, you can't know. You can't know. And of course, a lot of people are going to agree with you, and I understand what you're saying, but I want to try.
Pick your little happy crankbait you got back there. Does it really look like a shad with a bunch of metal hanging out of it and a plastic lip, bud?
Here's what I know. If I throw it on 8-pound test versus 10-pound test, I'll spank your ass. Right. If I have, right. Until you knew what I was throwing it on, you were going conventional bait casting. I'm throwing on a spinning rod. You're asking me questions why, and I'm telling you I get to deeper depth and I get a better action out of the bait. So I think what you said earlier was probably you're on the right track. It gets down to depth, more natural.
I just don't.
More action in the water. I'm only asking about that one fish, Travis, that was nosing down.
I'm not mad at you, bud. I'm not mad. I'm not trying to get in a fight.
It's a good debate. I would only like to have seen. If there were 2 anglers in the boat to say, we got nothing to lose, that fish ain't biting you, JP. Let's go for broke and throw like super light line in there and see if we could generate a bite. I'm talking about the Canadian anglers that have kept it low key on light line. Why? Why would your Great Lakes Finesse guys that probably outfish you, the Canadians do, right? Because you can't beat the Johnstons. Right? Why have they found some fight? No, I'm just telling you, can't beat the Johnsons. You never have. Maybe you will one day. But why would they bring that up?
What are you talking about?
Why would they bring that up? And when it matters in a big derby.
Why
are they Okay, that's the point. That's what I'm talking about. So why would
I'm with you, bud. I was with you 20 minutes ago, and you keep going on about line size.
Well, there's a reason you bought that 3-pound Danielson I saw in your bag, so stop fucking fronting like you don't think it mattered because you fucking went out and bought it. Now who's fronting? Why did you buy it? You must have believed it at some level. Not that the fish sees it, but there's a reason that you purchased it. Tell the truth.
Sure.
I saw it in your bag.
Yes.
Have you tried it?
Yes.
No, because you're afraid. When I've never seen you click through. Dude, we rigged up all week. You didn't have one rod with 3 or 4 pound test on. Not one. No. I know because I watched you rig up.
Okay.
So you didn't believe in it enough to use it during a tournament, maybe when the bite got tough after they'd been pressured for weeks and weeks and weeks. God damn, they saw so many freaking marabou flies. Who knows, man? But those fish were spooky shallow. You saw it?
Right.
There was 100 boats out there prior, and then all the local people went out, I'm sure, and fished their ass off when it was flat calm. I know you don't believe that
Ain't
either,
no
but that's
pressure.
fine. But you bought it for a reason, and that's why I'm asking you. Why did you buy it?
Because the
must have
Great
believed
Lakes Finesse
something.
guys believed in it, and they feel like it gives their you can cast the bait further, you can work it back properly. So I get that, but I've used their 4 and I like it. I've caught fish on it. I'm gonna stick with my 6 and 8 for now.
Nobody said you had to change, bro. I was just trying to do something different behind you and ask if it may be mattered with a fish that was nosing
Yeah,
down the bait.
I have
That's
no
it. That's
idea where
all.
we're going.
I was talking about one fish with JP. You don't believe it did? Maybe it would have. What's that, JP?
I'm
Say
going,
J.
I'm
Go
turning.
ahead. JP, I only want to know. Would you have let me, after you threw at that fish, how many times? And he kept rejecting your bait.
If you were
if we would have not if we were team fishing.
Yeah,
I would have said, JP, we got to go. One last cast. Let me try it with 2-pound test.
I wouldn't have told you not to cast at it right from the get-go. We would have both been casting at the fish if it was a team.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have been trying.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just was curious.
What are you
and it would have
trying
been
to
really,
say, JP?
It'd have been really cool to see
No,
if
I'm not.
the fish would have bit on the lighter line and the more natural presentation.
I didn't know if you were referring to a couple comments I made yesterday with you.
No, he did say a couple times, just let me try to catch this fish. I don't care. That's fine. But if I had a fish that was on a boulder that wasn't moving and it wasn't eating,
I didn't want the fish to get confused.
Right.
It's not because I wanted to catch the fish, you know.
I know that. I didn't insinuate that. That's in your mind. I didn't insinuate. I'm just saying if I'm trying to fish for 15 minutes and it didn't bite, I'm not going to tell the guy I'm fishing with not to throw on it. I'm going to say we both need to start throwing on this thing because I think it's on a bed and we need to piss it off. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, what was that Japanese line that everybody was like raving about that's way thinner diameter, blah, blah, blah? I never caught that. You guys were talking about it in one stream.
I don't know.
Was it a braid or was it a fluoro? Somebody's talking about it. Simcoe guys use 4 fluoro, 2 for fluoro. Anyway. Does anybody have that? 8 curly Q, 8-pound 12X Japanese braid is thinner than 2-pound fluoro. Try straight braid, boys. It will rock your world.
See you later, Eric.
All right, JP. Don't confuse the fish. Hey, JP, I thought you were credible as an MC. You got a future in emceeing tournaments, bro.
Yes, I actually got offered a job from that tournament.
What?
Yeah, one of the guys from Pennsylvania was like, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you're interested or not, but I'd like to have you come and do commentating and public relations."
What? That doesn't surprise me, man. You're a natural, bro. You're a natural.
Doing the weigh-in, that was my favorite part of the tournament. The rest of it leading up to it, all the jabronis, that was kind of a pain.
Hey, JP, real quick, just a side note since I got you right now. We have a meeting Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Will you be able to make that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It works out even better because I'm fishing a tournament tomorrow night with my son, so then I don't have to worry about it.
Go get him, man. Bring that W home.
Yep. We'll see you later.
Hey, don't forget to send me that money.
Perfect timing. What?
Yeah.
We're breaking up.
Yeah. Hey, bud, by the way, we went through 40 gallons yesterday, so
40
we're good, bud.
40 gallons of gas.
Probably
Dang,
a little more than
man,
that.
that's crazy. Crazy, man. Hey, Travis, what's in the box, bro?
Let me guess. Some Marty Byrne crankbaits, TK custom paint job.
Nope. No TK paint, no Marty Burns. Keep guessing. Alex, you want to guess? I
TK,
talked about it.
You nailed it.
I talked about it.
Oh,
last.
Timber Doodles.
Not Timber Doodles. Sorry, bro. Do you struggle at life sometimes? Come on, man. I told you about this box, bro.
French fries.
Negatory.
The
Alex,
fish doctor.
No, dude. What is Alex? What is the 1.5 size crankbait that ignited the world? You were probably young when it happened, but it was the first breakthrough crankbait that broke the like $6.99 mark.
The Lucky Craft OG box.
Lucky Craft. This is the Lucky Craft Professor Pac-Man. This is some of my favorite out of production, hard to find Lucky Crafts. Anyway, they're up on the site. I've super limited quantities. This comes from my personal collection. You guys asked for it. I talked about it. I was thinking about doing it, so I did it. So it's coming up on crankbait season. If you want one, they'll go quick. So I'm throwing a freebie in here too, by the way.
How many do you got? How many are in there?
It's 6 baits. The description's on the site on Bass Lab. The links. Thank you, Alex, for putting the link up. It's called.
Are they used? Pack. Are their bills all chewed up?
Brand new in the box, man. Brand new in the box. So yeah.
Japan. You're gonna run out of inventory, but if you keep selling off.
Nah, you know, see all those boxes behind me. See all those boxes behind me. I've stocked my boxes.
And they get all the stickers are included.
No, there's a couple freebies in there, so some stickers and maybe a Bass Lab exclusive River Rat spinnerbait in the OG June bug color might be included. So
now we're talking.
Yeah, with a brass blade, dude. I mean, I didn't list these on the site because I was going to keep them all for myself, so I'll show one. But anyway, yeah, River Rat and June bug with a brass blade for Tannic water boys river fishing. That is money. Anyway, so that's the freebie that's in the pack that I did not write in the description, only for the people watching the stream tonight. So
what's that? What's that hat you're wearing now? You've been impressing me with your hats lately. What's this one?
It's a G Loomis, man. It's a G Loomis. Oh my God, look at that. Brian
can't wear that anymore.
LC 3.5 DD. I might have a few. Anyway, so there you go, bros. There's not many boxes, so sorry, it's what I got that I'm willing to share with the outside world. So, yeah. Well, yeah.
Very good. Well, listen, it was fun fishing with you. We got to do it again. I think we just haven't fished enough together this year.
No.
That we need to do it more. I mean, I had fun. It was a good time.
Dude, it was a fun time up there in New York with you. That is people didn't hear me talk about Ontario. I get why you love it up there. I get why you love Cape Vincent. It is a very cool town. You know, it's just got a cool vibe to it. I mean, look, man, I'm not into fishing 4-footers. It's not my jam. It's not my scene. You know, when Travis is doing his thing, looking at those fish, I don't really, I've tried to get up there and look with him. He doesn't really want me up there. I can't even see it anyway, because I got a pier around him. I feel like I'm going to fall in the water. It's just not my jam. But when it's calm, and he took me to some backwater areas, the diversity of habitat up there is mind blowing. To see a giant smallmouth in less than a foot of water is exciting. Maybe you don't catch them. Travis caught a couple. That was cool. I can't see him. He can. So, you know, it's probably a little more frustrating for me, not acclimating my eyes to it. But nonetheless, the scenery is incredible. We were after a white pelican that he swears lives on Ontario. So if anybody has seen a white pelican on Ontario, tell us the location, drop us a waypoint. We want to go back and find that pelican. He's seen them every day, and the days we were out there, we never found one, but we're hunting for the white pelican. Anyway, that's a whole nother side story. We'll tell you later. I forgot to tell Travis, he saw some UFOs. Wait a minute. Listen to this. So Travis, I'm watching a movie after Travis goes to bed one night. I'm watching Tomahawk Bone, and it is not a good movie. It is there's some horrific scenes in it, but I was captivated. I couldn't stop watching, and I don't know why I watched the whole thing, but I did. And the next night, I watched a little bit of a movie, but I got up because I heard a noise, and I heard this voice outside the cabin saying hello, like
I heard it too.
You heard a voice say hello?
So we didn't talk until the next day, but I did hear. I heard it 3 or 4 times, but I was in a half awake, half sleep stage. I was in that stage where if somebody was in your house and they were ready to like shoot you in the head, you didn't care, right? You're like, well, I'm pretty tired, bud. Do what you got to do.
I don't know that I've ever been in that stage, man. I popped the fuck out of bed.
Well, that's the stage I was in. My sleep stage was kind of like, yeah, do what you need to do. And I heard the voices outside, or that noise. See, because it wasn't a human voice, and you know that.
Mine was a human voice.
Well, it was not
So
like a normal human voice, is what I'm
But-
saying.
Well, I don't know if spirits have normal human voices. Like
It wasn't a straight hello. It wasn't like someone like me saying hello. It was an odd creature type of a hello, is what I'm saying.
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up, but then I'm thinking, is it a cat that learned how to say hello? Did somebody have a parrot in the block of cabins? Because these are small cabins, you guys. So I'm thinking, here we go again. We're getting bombed, Travis. I don't know, man.
Right.
It was weird, man. I'm thinking it was somebody that had a parrot. That's what it sounded like to me.
Parrots there. There's no parrots there.
It could have been a cat, but the cat was clearly saying hello. That was weird, dude.
So honestly, Eric, it sounded like a real human voice or kind of a distorted human voice.
No, like plain as day, hello. Like searching for somebody. Like, is anybody there?
I know.
Like desperately looking for something. Like,
how long did that last?
I think you might have been playing it on your phone. That's what I was thinking. Like,
no,
Eric doesn't
how
believe
long
in
did
spirits.
it last, Eric? How long did it last?
A minute. Many hellos.
Like right outside our window?
Yeah.
I know.
Now
I'm a little freaked out.
I would be. I don't want to stay in the yellow cabin anymore. Do you think something happened there? You got to do some research on that cabin, bro. I think it was a friendly spirit. It wasn't angry. It was just looking for somebody.
I don't need nothing saying nothing to me, bro. Friendly or not.
Man. That's what and so you heard it too the next night or the couple nights after I was there?
No, I heard it the same night you did because I was thinking to I can remember it clear. I mean, as I was in my sleep stage, like I said, like I didn't get up and try to investigate, but I certainly heard it.
Okay. I thought I was so tired. Like I got 3 hours of sleep, like back-to-back nights because I rigged up the first night. And then I think I watched a movie. The next night I watched a movie and did some re-rigging. So I was working on like 6 hours of sleep. So, and big days on the water, a lot of sun, that kind of stuff. So anyway, weird.
Because it was definitely middle of the morning. Like it wasn't like midnight.
Oh,
it wasn't 5 a.m. It was like 2 or 3.
For
like,
sure.
Who's walking around out there?
Yeah. No question.
No lights,
No, dark as all. I looked out the windows. I didn't see any object or person. And then I'm going, man, I don't know if I want to tell Travis, but I kind of had to tell you, bro. I thought for sure somebody had a parrot that they brought along on their trip.
I could see the cat theory being true, Eric. I've heard, seen some videos of the cat sounding like it says hello.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been I was so tired because I was kind of foggy. I woke up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It could have been a cat.
Let's go with that because I stay there quite a bit.
But if it was a spirit, it was a friendly spirit. It wasn't an angry spirit. It was just looking for somebody to say hello. And I think maybe all we needed to do was go, how are you? And then if you start having a conversation with it, it's trouble. I think I'm going to wake you up next time. Like, Travis, you got to get up. There's somebody talking to us. And then, we'll attempt to engage it and film it. And maybe...
Well, no, if you want to do some of that stuff, there's some... I always wanted to experiment with some of the different recordings. Okay,
I'll stay in the house. You go outside and walk around the perimeter. You do the perimeter work. I'll be inside watching the movie. No, I think it was a friendly spirit if it was a spirit. So anyway, it's crazy, man. That Wave Kurtz and I said the spirits are always friendly until they get what they want.
Man.
We'll have to look into it, man. Anyway,
all right, listen. So I've been sitting in my driveway for quite a while. I have about 2 hours unpacking. I got to get this truck unpacked tonight so I can drop it off at the Ford dealership at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And
what's going on with it? Just getting it fixed?
No, something's leaking and it rattles again. I don't know, man.
I got you, bro.
What's another $6,000?
Jesus. Less expensive than a truck payment.
That's what you keep telling me. But after, $3,000 in repairs every other month, at some point you gotta be like, okay.
Come on, man. That's not true. That's not true. Then buy a new truck. All right.
We already talked about that.
I know we did. We did. I didn't hear about the subsequent repairs though. Communication, man. Anyway,
You heard about it.
all of the repairs I heard about it. The one down the Upper Bay.
Yeah, when I went to Wisconsin, they repaired it. That was yeah. It
So
was
there was
$4,000 and then $2,000. I got $6,000 in since June.
and they didn't fix it.
No, I'm sure it's something else. They're gonna want some more money tomorrow, I'm sure.
No way, dude.
I don't know, man. Whatever.
Toyota Tundra, man. That's your next vehicle. No more Fords.
If you want 8 miles a gallon, I guess.
A Tundra's 8 miles a gallon?
Wow. The old ones were.
What are you talking about? Like 1965 Tundra? I don't even know
No.
what.
Like any of those Toyotas, like a 2019, a 16, a 2008. If you're towing a boat, you're going to get your 10 to 11 miles a gallon with that.
What do you get?
Probably 13, 14, but then I get 22 highway.
I got 21 highway on my 4Runner coming back.
Sure you will. You don't pull shit though with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you mean on the highway you get 22, 21,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Towing. Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, well, your gas savings should pay for your repairs. You're breaking even.
Right.
I don't know what the economics are, bro. I can't speak.
That's what everyone's saying. I don't know if the newer Toyotas, like the new, when they designed everything, if they're getting better gas mileage, maybe.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know. Anyways,
I get it. It's all.
We don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, dang.
Listen, I like Toyotas. I know they're very reliable vehicles.
South Jersey said the new ones aren't that much better. Oliver gets like 14 or 17 miles per gallon. My new Ford diesel gets 18. No, the new Tundra. All right, I don't know, bro.
That's the thing with trucks. You ask 100 people, you're gonna get 100 different answers.
Same
That's
thing
true.
with boats.
Yeah.
Well, here's all I know.
You'll never find the best one.
The reliability of a Toyota. I don't ever want to have to go to a dealership to get a repair. That drives me insane, except for oil changes and maintenance. That's it. And I just have had super good luck with Toyota reliability. That's all. I mean, that's the biggest thing to me. I want it to start. I want it to ride. I want it to be bulletproof in that regard. So I don't know. What's it worth? I'm not sure. And the resale value is incredible. I got dumb money for my last 4Runner. I was shocked.
Yeah, they're pretty ridiculous with resale.
So I don't know what the better value is. Like if I get better resale, did I make more in even though I paid more for gas? I'd love somebody to like do all the analysis. Okay, you pay X for a truck, you pay more for gas because it's lower miles per gallon. You paid less in repair because I'm sure they have the data on repair for all the different vehicles, right? And then, resale value when you go to sell it. I don't know. Somebody has to do the math for me. Something to think about, because what are you going to get when you go to sell your car truck that's been in the shop a lot with always a light going off and they're stinging you for $3,000 each time you go in, or 15 or whatever it is.
No, normally not $3,000, but
I know. But what I'm saying is, how many times have you had to repair it? I don't know what the lifetime repair cost of your vehicle is. So did you give up the gas savings because you paid it in repair? I don't know.
True. I don't know, man.
Your Tundra might have been in the shop just as much.
I got $151,000 on this thing.
People drive Tundras for $225 and they don't have a problem. I don't know, bro. I don't know nothing about other brand trucks. I've driven Toyotas my entire life almost. I veered away a little bit. And regretted every minute.
What other ones did you have?
I think I had a Nissan Pathfinder at one point. Yeah.
How long did you keep it?
A year. Went right back to Toyota. Yeah. Then I think I had an Isuzu for a minute. They're going way back in the Wayback Machine, bro. Anyway, look, you got a lot of people with opinions.
What do you know about the Wayback Machine?
Paul Scarazzi, 4Runner was awesome towing a glass boat. I had no problems with it. And I didn't have a V8, by the way. So my V6, I thought, got pretty good mileage.
What do you know about the Wayback Machine?
Nothing.
You
I saw
just
the
mentioned it.
I saw the hot tub time machine on a movie once, and that was pretty funny.
That actually, I don't
made me
watch a lot of
laugh.
movies, but that has to be top 5.
The hot tub time machine?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
yeah.
It's good stuff. I read an article on time travel the other day. That was way over my head because it got into quantum stuff.
Yeah,
other things.
They're lying. All right.
No. They were just talking about the theoretical possibility of it.
Sure.
Not that it's invented.
Trying to downplay it and say, they want one path. They want you to go one path so you don't realize what reality really is. That all time is here at the present time. Everything's right here.
Thanks for clearing it up for me. I appreciate that. What the fuck did you just say, man? I have no clue.
And the aliens are definitely coming out of Little Galoo at a higher rate than they have in years past.
Or do we just now have the technology to pick up on it better? And they've always been coming through at the same rate.
And I don't want to call them aliens either, but just interdimensional beings is what we should call them. That live under the ground. All right.
That's how you know it's been too long.
Man, we got some heavy sticks on the show tonight. Bradley Hallman in the house.
Hallman's on?
Yeah, he's talking about his...
I see it, man. Yeah. There you go. Bradley Hallman. I'm with Travis.
We'll have to get him on someday.
Yeah, I'd love to have Hallman on, man. I enjoy watching him, man.
Let's get him on, we'll work it out. Listen, right, like I said, I just pulled in.
Thank you guys for the Lucky Craft boxes. They're sold out, man. I didn't have many.
Jeez.
But I didn't have many. It's from my personal stash. I mean,
I hear you.
I don't know. Hey, I'm working on a new
somebody's got to make a living at YouTube, but it might as well be you.
If you think you just don't understand. It's like,
can you take a joke?
Just do the math.
Take a joke? Can you take a joke?
I can, because I dole them out, so I should be able to take it. Who could guess what that hook is? Can you give me a close up?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show the rest of it, but what is that hook? I'm going to show the hook.
What is that hook? O'Shaughnessy one?
What is the hook, though? Yes, it is. It is an O'Shaughnessy bend, but
what is the hook? It's a Gamakatsu.
Let's see if you know that hook, you know your shit.
I just told you what it was.
Gamakatsu what? No, it's not a VMC. It's not a Berkeley Fusion. It's not a Mustad. Travis is correct on the brand, and it is not an Outcast jig. It is not a Gamakatsu EWG. Good guess, though. It's well, there you go. Now we're getting in the Jason Mosteller. I think it's hold on. Let me go get it. Let me tell you what it is. I don't know if you guys got the number right, but you're close. No. It is not a 111. Let me see if anybody's got it. No. 111. It's a Sproat. Come on, guys. Oh, Tom, you're close, man. Gamakatsu. B10S. It's the Stinger. It's not a jewel jig either, but it is a Gamakatsu Stinger. So a guy reached out to me. He's a very famous smallmouth fisherman. And he has a jig, and he just thought the Bass Lab should maybe bring it out. It's going to be, I think, one of my favorite finesse jigs. Not for smallmouth fishing, largy, but more on that later. Travis, I'll talk to you a little bit about it.
Awesome.
All right, man.
But I ain't getting sniped on this one.
Fair enough. We'll talk. All right, guys. Listen, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for dealing with these. The past lives here over the last month have been pretty crazy. I'm in some basement. Out of the studio.
Whoa. Past lives. What?
Past lives. Our past lives.
Like the show.
Okay. I thought you meant past lives. And I'm like, are you what? I thought you were having some big announcement or something. I was flipping out.
No announcement here. But
I can't take another announcement, man.
I was just thanking the support. Listen, also guys, I know a lot of you watching the stream. I had a couple one-on-one orders come in recently. I'm going to get back to you this week. I also had a bunch of merchandise bought over the last 2 weeks, and I haven't been home. So I'm going to get those out tomorrow. And I appreciate the business and the support of the channel. So there you
Very
go.
nice. Very nice.
And I have a bunch of messages I have not gotten back to yet either.
Hey, Travis.
But I will.
So
Yes.
I bought you one of these shirts. Are you going to wear it? Because if you will, I mean, if you don't want to wear it, I get it. Scope or die, that maybe isn't you, but I think TK would like you to wear it. So if you're interested,
If TK wants me to wear it, Eric, I'll wear it.
I got one for you, bro. I got one. I bought it.
Thank
I didn't.
you.
It was not
Thank
a freebie. I think I bought it. TK, did I buy it,
Thank
or did you
you.
send it to me? I think I paid for it. I can't remember.
It's all good.
So anyway, isn't that a pretty badass shirt, though, man? Hallman, were you gonna wear
I love it.
Come on. Did you guys see the
dope.
full design? Can you see the full design? Is that a good shot of it?
Yes.
All right, you got it. All right, there it is. Nice. What TK wants, TK gets. Boom. Scope or die. Anyway, there you go. All right, Travis, look, man, get in your house, bro. You got to be slick wore out, man.
Battery's going to be dead.
That's right, Brian. Thank you for the good luck wishes at Kerr. I got a super tournament coming up with a scooter on Kerr this weekend. So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be a tough one. September can be tough. I mean, August can be tough down there. So we'll see. August can be tough everywhere. Anyway, man, stop flexing. Tom, it was great to meet Tom, man. And great to meet the people who came out to O'Brien's, man. I wish we had, maybe promoted a little bit more, maybe next year, Travis. Are you planning on doing another one of your tournaments?
Probably. We should.
Yeah.
Don't sound too excited.
Yeah. I mean, definitely a lot of work, but
yeah, it was just a good way to give back. I think people enjoyed it. People are asking for the SmallmouthCrush tournament series, man. Like do a three banger.
Yeah.
Oneida, Champlain, and Ontario.
I would rather do it
The COC.
Oswego, Clayton,
You got that, Alex?
Waddington.
All right, take me through that. Oswego is on Ontario, but further down. I don't know.
Yep, and then we do a mid-lake, and then we do river.
So you stay all on
The SmallmouthCrush
Ontario.
Lake Ontario Open Series.
That's brilliant. That way, people that are good at Oswego, they're not like, damn, I suck at the lake. So you get
and you have to fish all three. You have to fish all three.
Is there a championship?
Oh man,
I know. And where's
that?
On
the Chesapeake Bay in
September.
In late April.
Yeah, because normally it's like the championships go north. We'll bring those guys down to our house.
That's right.
We get a little largemouth crush action going. What's up now, boys?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I ain't using 4-pound tests on the Chesapeake. All right. Damn, that's something to think about.
And we might have a SmallmouthCrush, largemouth crush only tournament.
What's
That'd
that?
be cool.
Just largemouth only.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
Where's all this creative thought come from? This is great.
I don't know,
You're so tired. You're actually just letting it go, man.
What happens is once you stop like being concerned and your frequency and your vibration increase, these thoughts and stuff just come naturally, and it's more of a expression of my connection with my inner self as well as my other spirit guides that are helping me along the way.
Okay. It's kind of like we're getting crushed again. Travis, the love chat's coming in, man. They like that talk. You got them fired up again. What's up with this channel tonight, man? Yeah, Brian Wisniewski said, WTF did he say? No, I get what he's talking about. Anyway, I like it. Keep it rolling, bro. This is the best. when Travis is doing this, you know you got him good, man.
We gotta go.
I kind of feel
We
like
gotta
crying.
go.
I feel like crying. I am crying.
Me too. It's the comments. It's these people. What
They're the
frequency
best, man.
do the porn bots have?
I saw that too, man. The comments have been really good this stream, bro. Trust me. It's been good, man. Oh, I'm sure I took a few lumps for the 3-pound test comment. But the Canadian boys know something we don't, bro. Telling you, man. Damn Johnston brothers. If you're watching, I know they secretly watch this stream. That's right. I'm taking on the Johnstons. Remember that time? I did talk about the Johnstons when we were down on the Potomac. Didn't I? I said something about it in the video. You were trying to go for Anger of the Year. Yeah, you were. In the Opens.
Yeah.
I said, how could you be the brothers? Travis didn't have a brother. I'm the closest you got to a brother.
I took second or something.
On my back, bro. Third.
I took second.
Practice. I thought you had third place. You better check your record.
Second in points in the whatever it is.
That's why I was pissed off. I'm like, you don't have a brother, and I don't fish full time.
Oh,
if they
yeah,
put
that's
us
funny.
together. We take the Johnstons. Challenge is laid down. Bradley Hallman, if you're listening, don't tell on us. I don't want to be in no trouble with the Canadians. Just kidding. Johnston's kick ass. What can I say? Anyway, if I was a brother to Travis, I'd be a lame one because I don't fish enough. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, you would.
I would be lame or I'd fish enough.
I'm
not sure what you were saying,
brother.
You'd
be a lame brother.
Thank you for saying so.
But you're a great friend, buddy.
There you go. Boom. That's right.
All right.
That's right.
We
beat him on the Potomac. That's it. It's a good one, man. Give us one more thing on the frequency thing. Any advice for folks on how to get their frequency dialed in so they get that creative shot that you just gave us?
Well, first you have to understand what this realm is. Why are we full? You got to understand what
this is your moment to shine, bro. Don't feel any pressure. Just let it roll.
Now's not the time. All right. We'll talk to you guys. Let's go. As always, until next time.
See you on the water.
We'll see you on the water.
We got those dang things again.